Dear Faithful, with this video we delve into a true story that has as protagonists a little girl and a priest, Father Francesco Cavallo, a renowned exorcist from Salerno recognized by the Vatican and famous worldwide. This story teaches us that even in the most desperate situations, faith and love can lead us to healing and redemption. It is also a tribute to the courage of little Romina's parents who faced uncertainty and horror with the strength of faith and determination, entrusting themselves completely to God. If you haven't already done so, we would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and share first. It will be a great help for us to spread our messages of faith and hope. Thank you very much. Way back in 1978, in the beautiful city of Florence, a family lived a nightmare that would test their faith and lead them down a dark and mysterious path. The parents of Romina, a little girl of 18 months, were tired and desperate. For 6 months, their beloved daughter had been tormented by strange and disturbing behaviors. She screamed, cried, and tossed incessantly day and night, so much so that sleep was a distant memory for everyone. The little girl no longer walked, did not speak, and even refused food, sucking milk only with difficulty. Their search for answers had led them to consult every medical specialist in the area, but no definitive diagnosis seemed to emerge from the medical tests. Their hope was fading like a fragile wisp of smoke in the air. One day, Romina's mother decided to attend the Mass held at the parish church, taking the little girl with her. He hoped that the divine presence could finally put an end to the anguish the family was experiencing. However, once inside the church, something terrible happened. Romina began to scream and cry, writhing in the grip of an inexplicable violence. Her face turned a disturbing purple tone. Worried and scared, the mother immediately took the little girl out of the church, suspecting that something sinister was influencing her little girl. The situation became even more worrying when the mother noticed that Romina reacted in an agitated and hostile way when blessed sacred objects were brought close to her. In a moment of fury, the little girl even threw a statue of the Madonna towards her bedroom window, breaking the glass. Her parents began to fear that their little girl had been the victim of some dark spell or evil. With hearts full of anguish, the family turned to the priest of their parish, who, after listening to their story, decided to contact Father Francesco Cavallo, one of the most renowned exorcists recognized by the Vatican. Father Cavallo promptly agreed to help the family in this distressing situation and went from Salerno to Florence to meet the little girl's parents. Father Francesco's first visit to the family home was heartbreaking. The little girl's reaction was furious. She tried to tear off the priest's stole, demonstrating unusual strength for such a small child. It was evident that the evil that tormented her was powerful and tenacious. After a few days, the exorcism sessions began, which would prove to be an intense and tiring spiritual struggle. The first sessions were exhausting for Romina. The little girl seemed to fight with all her strength against the evil entity that possessed her. During the exorcism sessions conducted by Father Francesco, little Romina showed distressing signs of her possession. Her voice became guttural and deep, and her pupils dilated considerably, giving her eyes an unsettling look. At times, Romina was seized by violent convulsions, her body twisting in unnatural ways. A black liquid often came out of her mouth, causing a strong, acrid odor in the surrounding environment. However, Father Francesco continued his work, confronting the dark forces that had taken possession of the little girl. Slowly but surely, Romina began to show signs of improvement. Her agitation decreased. She began to utter her first words and to venture again into uncertain, childlike steps. He was smiling again and finally began to sleep and eat regularly. Finally, Romina was unrecognizable from the tormented child she had been at the beginning. It was as if the evil that had occupied her life had retreated, making room for her true nature. She was once again a happy and healthy child. Romina's story had a touching conclusion. On Easter Sunday, her mother picked her up and by chance sat down near the desk at home with her daughter on her lap. Romina reached out and took a small crucifix placed on the table. With a radiant smile, she brought the crucifix to her chest as if she understood the importance of faith in her life and the struggles she had faced. Coincidence or not, it was Easter Sunday, a day of rebirth and redemption. Romina, now an adult, has become a loving mother of 2. She has overcome the terrible events of her childhood and has found her path in life. She became a family doctor in her hometown of Florence, bringing comfort and healing to those who came to her, just as she had received from Father Francesco Cavallo many years before. This extraordinary story is not only a tale of exorcism, but also raises important questions about understanding the boundaries between medical, psychological, and spiritual problems. Romina's experience and her healing under the guidance of Father Francesco highlight the complexity of such situations. The Catholic Church, with its ancient tradition of exorcism, has the task of discerning between cases of true demonic possession and mental or physical disorders. Romina's story is an example where symptoms were initially mistaken for medical or psychological problems. Only when obvious signs of spiritual interference emerged in the presence of sacred objects did the parents turn to an exorcist. The Catholic Church, led by the Holy See, is constantly committed to carefully evaluating each situation. Before conducting an exorcism, a thorough evaluation is performed according to the guidelines issued by the Vatican. Furthermore, the story reminds us that faith, love, and determination are indispensable tools in the fight against dark forces, offering hope and healing in otherwise hopeless situations. Thanks for watching this video so far. If you think it made you think, like the video and subscribe to the channel. For us, this gesture is very important to support us in spreading the messages of faith and hope. May God bless you.